Hello, hello everyone. All right, let's go ahead and bring this over here. Hello, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Perfect. Okay, we got some people joining in right now. Let me go ahead and pop out this chat over here. Hello, I really love you. Hello, Paula. Great to hear from you guys, as always. So we'll pop the stuff out over here. There's one thing I do want to pull up. Welcome to the live stream, guys. My name is Shashank. I'm a data analyst. I work in Seattle, and I made this channel as a way for me to answer any questions you guys might have about the world of analytics. So currently, one thing I do want to show you guys is I have a lot of tutorials, right? I have one in Python, machine learning, statistics, let's see, SQL, Tableau. One of the big deficiencies my channel has had is we had nothing on Excel. So I finally created a tutorial for Excel. So everyone be sure to go watch that video and be sure to go like that video. So I'll go ahead and add it in the description over here. Perfect. Yes, okay, hello. Hey, Paula, I really love you. JJ, hello. Natalie, hello, hello. Great to see you again. Dave World, great to see you again. Esteban, great to see you. From Saudi Arabia, cool, cool. My dad used to work in Riyadh. I've always wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. Hello, hello, Meghna, great to see you again. Iveen, great to see you. Adith, great to see you. Akash, hello, hello. Reed Jennings, good morning from Atlanta. Cool. I went to school at Emory University, so I'm pretty familiar with the Excel area. Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Akash. Hey, Manoj. Paula, great. Thank you so much, Paula. Tommy Descartes, hello, hello. Perfect. Okay, so we have a suggestion over here. Yep. So I'm not going to be doing a data cleaning video anytime soon, but I have some EDA videos coming out. EDA standing for Exploratory Data Analysis. So I have some of those videos coming out soon. I'm super lucky that because of all the support you guys have given the channel, I have a kind of like a stack of sponsors for the next couple of weeks. So like I have to come out with videos. They have me on a schedule. So one of the videos is this Excel data course where if you guys watch it, if you guys like it, it's a great way to it shows the sponsor that it's worth sponsoring my channel. So for anyone that hasn't already, just give it a watch, give it a comment, give it a like. That's a great way to support the channel. Awesome, I love it, JJ. Yash, great to hear from you. Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Mahmoud Bilici. I know this question is asked on Jim, but if you could explain one more time, I'll be so happy. What is the difference between a data scientist and analyst as a starting position? Okay, this is a good question. Okay, and I've never really created a video. I should probably create a video on it. That's probably free content right there. I've never actually created a video on what a data analyst is versus a data scientist. I guess I should say I should disclaim it by saying it's a bit of a difficult thing to define because different companies will like talk about these positions in different ways. But broadly speaking, the way I like to define it, right, is through a situation. So at our company, at Nordstrom, right, we're a fashion retailer. We're a fashion retailer basically, kind of like a department store. And what we do basically is at any given time inside a store, we don't necessarily know how many people are inside that store. And so what happens is a data scientist will go and create a model that using other data will kind of model out how many people are in the store. A data analyst will then take the data from that model and then analyze it, produce statistics on it, and then create dashboards on it for a for a stakeholder to look at. So the way I kind of see it is that data scientists oftentimes work with data that doesn't quite exist. And they work with more advanced modeling techniques. At least proper data scientists. Like some people get data scientist titles, and no real shade on them. At the end of the day, they're not the ones that titled a job that thing. But some jobs are called data science jobs when they really are more like data analytics jobs. You have to be doing some form of modeling, in my opinion, for it to be considered data science. But you don't have to model anything as a data analyst. I hope that helped answer your question. Awesome, Levente. Great to hear from you. You've helped me secure an internship in data analytics. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Hope Seattle's treating you. Hey, Guy, great to hear from you again. I'm missing out on another ice storm. Yeah, my parents are in, obviously my parents are still in Dallas. They keep telling me about it. It's crazy over there, the weather. Man, Dallas would be crazy. So I'm going to, let's see, pause that. Can you help me choose between Tableau and Power BI? Okay, so this is a good question. This is a question I get quite often. The way I see it, right, they're basically the same thing. As much as like people will try and tell you that they're different, in my opinion, they're like almost the exact same thing. I use Tableau because every company I've been at uses Tableau, and that's really what it comes down to. Go to a local job board in whatever like locality you want to get a job in. Try and figure out which one is used more, Tableau or Power BI, and just learn that one. That's really the better one to learn, in my opinion. And the thing is, once you learn one, learning the other one's not that hard because, again, these tools are supposed to be easy to use. So hopefully that's helpful. That's awesome to hear, Fabio. Since survey data is best to learn data fundamentals. Yeah, I guess I'll do another one of those survey data videos, but the next ones coming out are going to be like EDA ones. There's a really interesting one I have coming out. It'll be my first like 10-minute video. I don't think I have a video on my channel that's like less than 40 minutes long, so it'll be like my first 10-minute video. I'm going to be creating a so I have the problem statement, right, is that I'm a value investor. What I do is when I invest in the US stock market, I will take money from my paycheck and just dump it in like an S&P 500 like overall like stock market fund, and I'm trying to predict which day of the week makes the most sense to invest in. And for those of you that know the weekend effect, you already know what the answer is. But we go through and we prove out that it's the best day using data. And it's really cool because you can like do it in just a couple of, in less than 100 lines of code. Sorry, I just got a Slack message. In less than 100 lines of code. So that'll be an interesting video, hopefully. Hello from sunny/snowy England. Hello, Edgar. Great to hear from you. My cousins live in Bristol. I love the UK. Went to London recently. Amazing place. Let's see. Since survey... Okay. Valdir, do you use Regex as a data analyst? I mean, here and there. I don't think anyone actually, like... I don't think me and my friends, like joke around, but, like, no one actually knows Regex. Like, we all use websites like Regex 101 or something like that. I think that's the one I use. Yeah, Regex 101 is the one I use. I don't think anyone actually, like, knows Regex off the top of their head unless they're using it, like, every single day. So... you need to just have a working knowledge of it. Like most things, you just need to have a working knowledge of it and then be able to like use it and then be able to like look up stuff and like put it together as you need to. Do you plan to build your presence on LinkedIn? Would be great to connect. Actually, I do have a presence. Magna, when you say that, what exactly do you mean? So I have my LinkedIn over here. Do you guys have any suggestions for like what I can put over here? So I have 4,500 followers here. I'm looking to, might as well expand that. I'm trying to see what could I do on LinkedIn that won't have me posting like cheesy quotes every day about how working hard is the best thing ever. I mean, you guys know me. I'm very much like a grinded out type of guy, but like I see some stuff on LinkedIn and I just think it's incredibly cheesy. So what do you guys think I could do that's like kind of different and like interesting on LinkedIn? Speaking of which, be sure to follow me on LinkedIn if you're able to. Let's see, what else we got? Best data analyst course suggested for me, please. So Gaurav, like what I would say, go watch my data analyst roadmap video. And in that video, I highlight a bunch of different things you could go take a look at. You could go take a look at, under my Excel course, the sponsor of the video is Data Camp. They have a bunch of really great data analyst and science courses that you could check out. And I'll just go ahead and paste that in here. If you're interested in Data Camp at all, I personally like the tool. Data Camp affiliate link. And I have to say, I am being sponsored by Data Camp. The FTC says I do have to say that. If you're at all interested, I forgot that YouTube does this weird thing with links. Affiliate link. And this is all thanks to you guys. You guys really, you guys are making the channel big enough to where sponsors actually care to reach out to me now. There we go. And I mentioned that that's sponsored, and I think I actually have to add it to the description of this video as well. Just give me like 1 second, guys. There is a sponsored mention of Data Camp in this video. Oh, and I'm allowed to put it at like the end. Sorry about this, guys. like, so I'm like learning all these like FTC guidelines and everything, and there's like stuff you have to do. You have to like mention stuff like that. Free Excel tutorial. Let's go ahead and put that in here too as well. And I will get back to answering questions shortly. Perfect. But yeah, so that's my LinkedIn presence. DataCamp is like an excellent thing you can use. Chris Kennedy, great to see you again. Had interview number 3 at a hospital yesterday for a data analyst role at the surgery department. I feel like it went really well. That's awesome, Chris. Like, props to you, and I'm hoping that you get that position. Let me see if I missed anything. Similar to the content you put up on Instagram, short videos on LinkedIn would be a great bonus. Yeah, you know what? I guess I could do that. I wonder how easy LinkedIn makes it to like post short videos. The only problem I have with LinkedIn, right, is that people I know are on LinkedIn. It's one of the reasons my TikTok and my YouTube, I'm like so confident on them because no one I know is like on them. Like now people I know are on my YouTube, but like, I'm at a subscriber count to where I'm like not worried about it anymore. Hello, Damon. Great to see you. But okay, I'll consider it. Okay, Stefan Rembik. Hi, I just landed a data analyst job in a telecom company with 0 experience or education. Excited. I know the basics, but any tips on how to practice, prepare, especially for SQL? A couple of things. So, my suggestion is I have my free SQL course on my channel. So if you go to my channel, just go over here. There's a little magnifying glass you can click on to like search stuff, and then search SQL. You'll have a couple of questions and like actual uses of SQL, and then you have this over here, my SQL course over here. So feel free to check that one out. Additionally, DataCamp has a lot of practice on SQL as well that you can check out as well if you're interested. This is my first time interacting with your channel, but I just wanted to let you know that you helped me land a job at 80K at Deloitte as a data analyst with no experience and just a biochem degree. That's awesome, Oscar. Great to hear from you. I love hearing these stories about people getting jobs because that's literally the whole point of this channel. This channel wouldn't exist if people weren't this channel would be completely pointless if people weren't getting jobs. So thank you so much for mentioning that, and congratulations to you. You did an amazing job with a biochem degree. That's awesome. And 80K, that's more than I was getting paid when I started. It's a great job, man. Just check your laptop recommendation. Are you still continuing to use the ASUS laptop? Yes, I use the ASUS M16. I personally really want one of those new MacBooks, the MacBook Pros. But I'm like, strictly speaking, like, I can afford it, but like, it's kind of like I already have a laptop. Like the way I see it, if I already have something nice, like why go buy something else? It just seems like a waste. But I really want one of these. But yeah. Please make a video series on data structures and algorithms in Python. The only problem I have with this, right, is that it's not really necessary for data scientists and analysts to know DSNA for Python, in my opinion. That's the only reason I've never made a video on it. Like the stuff you have to know are like lists and like arrays and lists and like NumPy arrays and stuff like that, which is not like that's in my Python course, which is the only reason I am not too sure about doing that. How often do you visualize data in Python and search for probability density function anomalies, different relations between data? Not too often. I usually use Tableau, but I like to have a couple of functions memorized because like you'll see over here, right? Occasionally it's really easy to just put stuff together in Python versus like going into like Tableau, like just keeping it in the same workflow. So I usually do it in Tableau, but I have a couple of stuff memorized. Usually Plotly is what I use because it's a lot better than Matplotlib. Am I correct in thinking that the title and job responsibilities will vary on the size and type of company you are working for? 100%. I work in data analytics, but a lot of my job like has me doing a lot of data science stuff. So, the titles overlap. I would say it is important to get the data science title because people pay you a lot more for that. And the job once are a lot better once you're able to say you're a data scientist. But yeah, you're 100% right. Let me see if I missed anything. I started following you yesterday. Oh, sweet. Well, welcome, Maya. Thank you so much for joining us. We do this live stream every Thursday morning at 8 p.m. Pacific, where I just answer any questions that you guys might have. All right, let's see what else we have over here. And then, let me go back to... put that up. What is the next question? Is data analytics going to be automated? I don't think so. Not anytime. Not on any time frame that matters to anyone in this live stream. Like for the next 5 years minimum, this is a very solid industry to get into, and so I wouldn't worry about it if I were you personally. Hey man, finally got all the courses on the channel. Yes, finally. Well, now I need an R course, but now I need an R course, but I'll get there eventually. What's the best way to get employers to look at one's resume and look for realistic entry-level qualifications? I have a video where I talk to Nick Singh, and I kind of talk about this. Basically, the best way is if you can see. I watched one video on Charlie D'Amelio, and now I just keep getting recommended stuff about her. But I made a video with Nick Singh. And this one over here is a great kind of primer into the whole process and how to kind of like stand out. So I would recommend watching that video. I would say the best way is, since you're asking for like the best way, go find someone inside the company and have them hand your resume over to a recruiter. That's what I usually do. And it's definitely the way that like works out the best. Or just fumble through learning. There are tons of documentation and videos and Power BI on top. Oh, 100%, yeah. Have you used the exploratory public app? Highly recommend it. So SAM SI or SL, what is this over here? In my project EDA, COVID-19, apart from the basic visualizations I've added, vaccine analysis and lockdown analysis also, I'm confused how to conclude the project if you could help. So I would, I guess, what else have you done? Do you have like a link to this project? Mojave Qureshi, how to learn DL after Python only. What does DL mean in this context? Adarsh, hello. Tevin Sharp, I have my final interview tomorrow. Do you have any tips for me? The role is for a business intelligence analyst, and I'm primarily self-taught. I would recommend, if you see final interview tomorrow, right? Learn as much as you can about the company. Make sure you know about it. Make sure you're able to drop some facts about it, and also understand what is your unique form of intelligence. Everyone's intelligent, right? But everyone has like a unique form of intelligence. Mine, for example, is about like taking a bunch of information about like reading a bunch of information on stuff, condensing it, and kind of like teaching it to people afterwards. And so I do that in a lot of my interviews, where I'll go and I'll do like research into companies. I'll know more about the company from an external perspective than my interviewer will. So go ahead and find what form of intelligence works best for you. Practice for that, and then show them that tomorrow. But congratulations for getting that far in the interview process. Okay, Vincius. What do you think is the difference between data analyst, BI analyst, and product manager? I think all of them make data differences and make some dashboards, etc. So product managers are very different. Product managers, the primary job of a product manager is to communicate the needs between a user of a product and the creator of a product, aka the engineers. That's the primary job of a product manager, and ensure that those needs actually make it to market. A BI analyst will usually create dashboards based on data that's already been pulled for them, and a data analyst is a much more technical BI analyst typically, where they will be writing SQL queries. They'll be talking to the business and trying to figure out, okay, where do we find this data inside our databases? They'll be doing statistical analyses, stuff like that. So product managers are completely different, and data analysts are I would say significantly more technical BI analysts typically. By the way, quick question. Just took a course on ML. How would you suggest I improve, and what's the approach to hyperparameter tuning of the model? So it depends entirely on the model you have, right? Usually you'll use something like cross-validation for hyperparameter tuning. How would you suggest I improve? I would suggest pulling your own data and trying to predict your own stuff. So for example, for me, I'm trying to do this little stock market prediction thing. I'm using Facebook Profit over here. So you'll see it actually works pretty well. And the band it's able to follow the market in is quite good, but there are black swan events that it's not able to handle at all. And then what do you do about those is the question, so that's probably the way you want to do it. Natalie Zadrozna, does volunteering help with experience as someone who's learning the ropes? Does it help in the job search? I would say that volunteering Like, are you talking about like volunteering, like doing analytical work for people? In which case, the practice will definitely help you. Otherwise, I would say that it only helps you if you mention it in your interview and you talk about like I volunteer and everything, and kind of like talk about how that if you're volunteering, especially in like like something to do with analytics, then really like hammer home the point that you have a true interest in this field and talk about your volunteering as like proof of that interest. Thank you so much, Karen. Telugu. My family is Telugu, but we're from Tamil Nadu. For anyone not wondering, or for anyone wondering, that is, there are two states / ethnicity, or those are two ethnicities in India. Do you not work on Thursdays? I do. My work starts at 9 p.m. Pacific, so that's why right now it's 8:25 for me. So I have a little bit of time. I wish I could do these even earlier. I have the hardest time getting up in the morning. I'm really, really bad at getting up in the morning. I landed an internship at a Dutch bank where I'll do transaction data analysis. Any tips for data visualization? Well, congratulations. You'll be working with a lot of time series data analysis. So I'd look up like Facebook Profit and a couple of other like time series modules. Go to Kaggle, type in time series, and then look up EDA for time series specifically. That's what I would recommend. Oh, Damon, did something happen to you? I landed a job in healthcare at analytics here in DFW. Thanks for sharing your content. I feel that your POV rounded up my understanding of the field. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Damon. And as a fellow Dallasite, what are we called? What do you call people from Dallas? What do you call people from Dallas? Dallasite. Okay, yeah. As a fellow Dallasite, or you said DFW, so you might be from Fort Worth, but as a Dallasite, I congratulate you. And the Dallas market is one of the best markets in the country, in my opinion. I only moved because I've been there for like 14 years, so I wanted to move. Gods. Hi, I'm also a data analyst. You said you want a MacBook. Aren't you afraid of transitioning from Windows to Mac OS, or significant difference between and even... I would argue from the perspective of someone that uses a lot of SQL and Python, the differences are pretty negligible. The only difference is that the way you like call on files between the two, like the file systems work a little bit differently. But I would say, yeah, from the perspective of someone that uses Python and SQL, I'd say there's basically no difference between the two. Hello, Sean, so I will get to that in a second. Can you learn the basics of Tableau with Tableau Public? I can't commit to buy the full. Do not buy the full version of Tableau. I would not, like, yeah, unless you like just have the cash to do so. Don't buy the full. I've never bought the full version of Tableau. You can learn everything you need to learn with Tableau Public, 100%. And I would say like companies need to be buying Tableau, like the full version for you. Do not buy Tableau like the full version at all. It's very expensive. It's too expensive in my opinion, especially given that Power BI is free. Honestly. Let's see. Okay, Shailish Vadgama. Hey, sir, I'm from a BCom field. Can I be a data analyst? I almost done with learning Excel and statistics. Next Python table. Yeah, so you totally can. The video I would recommend is in the description of this video over here. Go to this data analyst roadmap. That is the magic ticket to learn how to get into the field for people like you, or really for anyone. It's one of my best videos if I do say so myself. So data analyst roadmap. We'll go ahead and put that over there. So go ahead and feel free to check out that video over there. And yeah, that's a great way to go ahead and get started. What is the next question? Esteban, what is your advice regarding get any job experience as a data analyst by shadowing somebody or working for free in a company or something? So never work for free in a company. Companies are capitalistic enterprises. They should be paying everyone that works inside them. I'm a huge believer in that. So I would say working for maybe like expand on what you mean working for free. I don't think you should ever work for free. Once you're a college student, maybe as a high school student, sure, whatever. But like once you're like in college and above, basically above the age of 18, I don't believe in working for free unless you're volunteering, obviously. But you shouldn't volunteer for a company. So could you expand on like what you mean by working for free? I really want to make sure people understand that like you should always charge for any time you work for people. But as far as like shadowing somebody, like shadowing somebody is cool. Like you might be able to ask a friend like, hey, can I just like come and like follow you around work for like an hour or two? I think that's actually a very creative idea. but definitely don't work for free. So, and thank you so much for the congratulations. But Esteban, if you could expand on working for free, maybe I'm misunderstanding you, but I want to make it very clear that no labor should be done for free for a company for sure. You know, something I want to make sure everyone understands. Suggest me one good platform to start data science course online. My channel, check out that roadmap. Outside of that, Data Camp, their link is in the description below. Is R even being used by the market out there? I am adept in R, but it seems the market prefers Python. Never really asked about R. So R is totally used. At our company, we use R. I would say that Python is used more, but R is definitely used as well. So you can learn, you can get into the market knowing R. I would recommend learning Python, but yeah. Simple Learn platform, learning any good? Simple Learn, I'm not sure what Simple Learn is. You mean Simply Learn like the YouTube channel? These guys? I mean, if it's a free, you know, if it's a free course, there's no risk to trying it out, right? Any roadmap using free courses? Well, yeah, my roadmap has like a bunch of free courses inside it. So like, go watch the roadmap. It's something I recommend basically everyone watch. That roadmap video I recommend basically everyone watch because like most questions I get can be probably answered by that over there. Oh, interesting. Someone. Oh, right. By the way, for anyone wondering, I'm doing a Q&A today on a Discord server. So go ahead and like check out this Discord server, and you can go see the Q&A that I'm doing. Thank you so much, Shreyas. Thank you. Yes, Paula, this is all about the data. I think that's the one that is happening. Ooh. Maxi Speed, welcome to Analytics Prime. You get the cool little icon, and you get to join my Discord server and get a bunch of notes I have for like other stuff, like the stats courses and everything. So thank you so much for joining. It's a great way to support the channel as well. I do not speak Hindi, by the way, although I need to learn. My girlfriend knows Hindi. She wants me to learn, so let me go back to answering questions in order. Where was the last question? So yeah, Esteban, if you could like specify that, that'd be awesome. Aniket Munkar, I've heard this many times that graduate students only have bookish knowledge from the recruiters. Internships are really the only thing you can do. I'd say internships, projects. There's not really much else you can do. Volunteering came up, maybe. That might be useful. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend internships as the way to go. Do I need to know how to code to become a data analyst? You don't need to know how to code. If you don't want to learn how to code, then I recommend Tableau and Power BI. Those are like the things that got me into the industry at first, and then I learned how to code afterwards. What is your SQL setup for work/consulting? Alex Balcazar. In your setup video, you mentioned DBeaver. What RDBMS do you use in DBeaver on your Mac? So the RDBMS that I use is entirely dependent on the company or the client, right? Like I don't get to pick that. I use DBeaver. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I just know it works really, or I just know it like works. But it's like a very mediocre tool in my opinion. Because I used to use SQL Server Studio, and I like that. That was fun. So at the first company I worked at, we used Exasol. Then we moved to Snowflake. Snowflake was amazing. At the second company I worked at, we used SQL Server. SQL Server was, again, solid. Really liked it. At my current company, we use Teradata. I love my current company. Not a big fan of Teradata at all. And I do a consulting gig where we use Google BigQuery. And Google BigQuery is amazing. Almost as good as Snowflake, in my opinion. So those are the database systems that I have experience with. Is there a possibility of interview question video based on seniority level? You know what? This is a great idea. I am going to record this as a idea. So I have this thing called a content engine, where I basically like put in any like ideas, and that is an excellent idea. I am going to definitely put that in there. So that sounds like a fun video. So new interview questions based on seniority. And you know what? Actually, I might be able to get like a. I might be able to actually get like a collab for that one. And then let me go ahead and screenshot your comment over here. That way I can credit you in the video. Ozzy, hello, Sean. Do you have a dedicated Python server at work where jobs/scripts run on a scheduled basis? If not, what do you use for scheduling jobs? We do have the dedicated Python server. I think we call it Beetle or something. And then, yeah, so we do. Can you apply for jobs that require 3 years of experience and masters when you have 2 years of experience and bachelor's and the skills? Yeah, I would recommend you go ahead and do that. If the job says you need a master's, you might be auto-rejected, but I would try applying anyways. Omkar, how much DSA is required for an ML engineer role? For an ML engineer, you probably need to know your data structures and algorithms really, really well because you'll be doing a lot of C++ coding and Python coding. It's a coding-heavy role. What skills do you look for in a junior data analyst? Curiosity, obviously if they know Tableau, that's great. A basic understanding of Excel and a basic understanding of SQL. Or sorry, an advanced understanding of Excel and a basic understanding of SQL. Are you currently working on any personal projects? Yes, so I'm working on this project where I'm trying to predict what day is best to invest in the stock market. And I have a couple of ideas that I'm running right now. And I will have a video out on that probably in the next 2 weeks. So, any tips on becoming a data viz freelancer? I want to start doing small gigs to know what people need. Upwork. Upwork is really where you want to go to get some good gigs, in my opinion. Any advice on someone who's currently working at a huge company but not in the data analytics department but is still in school and wants to get into data analytics? Mention it to your manager. I would say just like I've always had very receptive managers. When I say I want to do something, they're usually more than happy to try and figure out how I can get there. And I would think if you work at a company where like you say you want to do something and they won't let you go there, or they like actively hold you back, I would say you need to go to a different company. Even at my current company, like there was a set of tasks I wanted to do, but we had a little bit of attrition. And so my director said, I need you to focus on this stuff for some other stuff for like a month, and then we'll move you on to the more advanced stuff. They kept their promise, and which is why I trust Nordstrom as a company, and I will definitely recommend it to anyone that wants to apply. Speaking of which, if you want to apply for Nordstrom, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to give a recommendation if I'm able to take a look at your resume. All right. Did you delete the F1 project video? Yes, I actually did because I watched it again and I didn't think it was a tremendous video. It's one of the few times I've been like, I don't think this is the best video, so I did delete it. But I will put something up in its stead later. Kelly, great to hear from you. Great to hear from you. Joe Chapa, good to hear from you. How do you highlight projects you've done on your resume? I would say just mention it at the top. I actually, if you watch that video I have with Nick Singh, so Shashank, Nick Singh. So if you watch this video I have with Nick Singh, oh wait, was there? Huh, interesting. But yeah, if you watch this video I have with Nick Singh, you'll see that we actually have a recommendation of, or we actually have an example of a resume over here, and we talk about where you're supposed to put it. So that was a really good video. I recommend that one. Krishna, is learning it over YouTube videos enough? Yeah, 100%, but you have to practice. You have to practice. You have to make your own dashboards. Ooh, VBA. This is going to be a fun one. I'm a data analyst who works with Excel and VBA and MS Access the most. Been like this for the past 5 years. I would highly recommend, Matthew, get out of that stuff as fast as you can. Get your department into Python, into databases. Access, no one should be using Access anymore. And I say that as someone who's worked at a company that used Access to manage manage inventory for their entire national fleet. No one should be using Access anymore. I don't understand I don't understand companies with that level of technical debt. After a certain size, obviously, if it's a small company, whatever. But I don't understand how companies accumulate that much technical debt to where they're using Microsoft Access for operations. But yeah, I would recommend getting out of that as fast as possible. In my Excel video, Shashank. Hopefully, it's the first thing that comes up when you type in Shashank Excel. There we go. But in this video, I actually have an entire section where I talk about my opinion on VBA right over there. So I highly recommend checking out my Excel course for data analysts. Anyone that hasn't checked it out already, be sure to click on that video. Be sure to like it for sure. It's a great way to, I might as well use these live streams to boost videos that I put out, right? So, my company's moving to the Power BI platform. How can I best adapt? Microsoft has a bunch of Power BI trainings on their website. I'll probably put out a Power BI training video at some point in time. I have to kind of like learn it myself. Like I know how to use it at a elementary level, but I've never had to use it because all my clients use Tableau, and all my companies have used Tableau. So I have to like learn it at a level to where I can actually teach it, but I'll probably put out a video as well. What are your thoughts on Looker and LookML? I've never used LookML, but Looker, it seems like a good tool. I've like looked into it. It seems fine. So let me see what I have not answered. Oh, SM1. Okay, perfect. This is a continuation. Real work experience, and the payment would be this experience to add to my portfolio working in real life projects. I don't know. I mean, other people can comment if they want to. I don't think that... sorry. To answer your question, by working for free, I meant something like contacting the company because I don't have experience to join the company. I don't even know if you can legally do that, at least in the US. I'm not sure you can legally just have someone there for free. I mean, I guess there are unpaid internships. But other people can comment on this as well. If you're willing to do that, I mean, I guess there's no harm in like reaching out, but I truly believe that no one should be doing free work for a company. So, yeah, other people can comment on that as well. I'm kind of curious what you guys think about that. Okay, let me go back to answering them in order. Looks like I skipped a couple of questions. I saw something about data camp, though. I probably should have answered that. Or camp. There we go. I've started the data science track on data camp. What level of proficiency will I be at once I'm through with it? That is a good question. I actually haven't seen how far in it goes. I'll have to go check that out. I will have to go check that out. Let's see. My name is Elijah. Your channel helped me land a data analyst consulting internship at a mid-sized consulting firm. Was looking for any advice, possibly getting some experience in data. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I would say... when you join a company, my best piece of advice is to go in and set up meetings with a bunch of people adjacent to your team, but who aren't directly related to your team, and just start asking them, what's the biggest problem that you have? But make sure you're not like there to fix the problem, and then that gives you a lot of work while you're still ramping up, in my opinion. So, Rafi Sheikh, I got an offer letter from Tiger Analytics with CTC. What does CTC mean? 6.5 LPA. What does LPA mean? INR. That's Indian rupees. So, just as a heads up, guys, if you're gonna use Indian acronyms and stuff like that, you're probably gonna have to like spell them out for me, just because I've never grown up in India, so I don't know what CTC means. I don't know what LPA means. I know INR means Indian rupees. As a beginner, I want to learn everything from scratch. Can you suggest what skills I should focus on? Analytics roadmap. Click on my roadmap video, linked in the description. Let's see. Siddharth, okay. I've completed Tableau, SQL, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Let me see, what are we at? Cool, we're at 100. I always want to hit 100 at least these days. I'm not looking for data science, but I'm a data analyst, and can I apply as a fresher, and what's the salary? So you're saying fresher, so I'm guessing you mean in India. In India, I have no idea what the salaries are. My basic understanding is in India, people get paid about 1/6 what we do in the US. So whatever you get in the US divided by 6, my understanding is that's kind of approximately what you would get paid. So if someone gets paid 120K over here, someone in India would get paid 20K US dollars. Tableau, SQL, NumPy, Pandas, Matplot, Seaborn. I am now looking for data science, but I'm a data analyst. Fresher, and what's the salary? So Siddharth, could you rephrase your question? I'm not really understanding what the question is over here. Can you apply? I mean, yeah, you should totally apply. Data science will oftentimes need either experience or a master's degree, but there's no harm in getting started as a data analyst. And as far as what the salary is, I have no idea what Indian salaries are. I think they're 1/6 of US salaries, but I can't be for sure. So hopefully that answers your question. Unpaid internship is the only way to do that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, right? Like, there are unpaid internships. I'm not a believer in unpaid internships. I don't believe that companies should be using unpaid labor at all. It's a profit-making enterprise. So, Are Asus laptops durable for the longer run? Anecdotally, I've heard no. Honestly, the best long-term laptops are MacBooks for sure. They get updated forever. Like you pay a lot upfront, but MacBooks will last you like a long, long time. Like, I mean, I have like this. I've had this laptop since like 2013, and it still works. You know, it's almost 10 years old. It's slow, but I mean, outside of that, it's still like perfectly functional. And I could totally use it if I wanted to. So if you're looking for like durability, MacBooks, I don't think you can beat a MacBook, honestly. Like I think all PCs probably are not going to be as reliable as like an equivalent MacBook, honestly. Unless you get a PC where you can just upgrade all the components. Obviously, like, you know, that might be a little bit different, but so hopefully, Siddharth, I answered your question. Oh yeah, okay. Don't do free work. At the very least, join as a junior and make far under what peers make for a year or two. Yeah, and that's what I thought, right? Like, I don't think anyone should be doing free work for a company. And I feel like it's an unhealthy thing to like kind of encourage companies that like, you know, you can do. So I wouldn't recommend it. Resource for learning ML. Go to my channel and look up machine learning. I have a free course on machine learning. Is machine learning necessary for data analyst or data engineer? No, not really. It's not necessary for either. But as a data analyst, it would help you to have a basic understanding of machine learning, only because it is very useful to help answer or to help deal with data scientists. So, but that does look like a really good career option. I'm not sure many companies using Looker. I might be misinterpreting this question over here. Do you work with K-means clusters? How? I used it once for a for a mailing campaign optimization task, where we had to determine which locations made the most sense to send out mailing campaigns to. So, which Python libraries are used in companies? Python, sklearn, Pandas, sklearn, NumPy, just the standard stuff. Plotly is becoming really popular these days. What are some good resources to increase your Excel skills? I'm glad you asked. I have an Excel course right now, so feel free to check out the Excel course. It's linked in the description below. Best way to find and vet larger companies to apply for data analyst roles. So I would say salaries are a tremendous way to vet larger companies. Larger companies have no excuse not to offer competitive salaries, in my opinion. And if they don't, that tells you how much they value people that work in analytics. I would also look into the work culture. A great question you can ask people in an interview: what is the longest number of hours you've worked? The longest number of hours you've worked in a week, and how often do you work that? What's the longest time you've spent in the office? And that's a great way of checking what do you call it? Work-life balance at a company. There's probably a better way to word that, but you can basically ask them what are the expected work hours and stuff like that. Where can I get a free SQL and Python certificate? Give me a link. I'm not sure anyone just gives out free certificates. Otherwise, what's the point of the certificate? What's the point of the certificate if it's free? Let's see. Do you have any resource that can help with SQL Server date analysis? Not specifically. You know what? That's a great video idea right there. No, I don't specifically have anything to help with dates. But that is a great idea. I might make a video for that. IBM certificate will help me in the start. It's a good way to learn the skills you need. Especially the thing I like about the IBM certificate is that it works in Python, which I personally like over R, which is what Google uses. So. Akib Ahmed. Hey man, thanks so much for your content. I'm actually going through your Python tutorial the second time, and I'm going to do your Python project the second time. Do you know any more projects I can do? First of all, amazing work, Akib. Doing stuff the second time, so many people don't do it, but you need to watch things usually 2 or 3 times in order to understand them. So congratulations on doing that. I think that's the right way to do it. Any more projects that you can do, Kaggle is going to be your best friend. There's so much practice over there for Python, so I highly recommend that. Ahmed Idris, hello. I am new to data analysis. I want to know how statistical tests are used in real day-to-day data analysis work in Python. Usually, significance testing will be used to determine the significance between two independent variables, to see if they are, significant with each other. So, that's one way you can do it. Syed Faraz, hey SK, joining from Singapore. Was currently going through your 3-hour Tableau video, and it's past midnight now. Joining you live for the first time. Appreciate your elaborate PDF and video. Keep doing the great work. Well, thank you so much, Syed. That really means a lot. Hey, Shashank, thanks for your SQL tutorial. Can you kindly suggest some topics to create some BI dashboards to include in my portfolio as well as projects that might make? I always tell people, go and find something you're interested in. Like, I can't tell you what you're interested in. I can't tell you what's a good, like, I can tell you what is a bad portfolio project. Like, I've had people come to me with portfolio projects where it's literally just like a bar chart. They say that's their portfolio. Like, that's a pretty bad portfolio project in my opinion. So I would recommend going ahead and finding a subject matter you're interested in and doing a portfolio project like on that. That's what I think is like the best way to go ahead and do. Oh, Siddharth, and thank you so much for the contribution. So by the way, someone used they asked a couple of questions using a bunch of acronyms I wasn't aware of, so let me make sure I didn't miss that. Looker translates really well into Tableau. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Awesome. Well, I haven't used Looker that much, so I think, and InnoPure, I'm guessing your name is Sam? Thank you so much for joining this chat. You're doing a great job answering some questions, providing some opinions. I love it. I love it when we have like experienced people joining the chat, helping people out alongside me, because I'm never able to answer all the questions, so... how do I get in touch with a recruiter when applying for a job? Emails. Find out the email structure of a company and just use that for the recruiter. Who exactly are the people that you refer as stakeholders in a data project? Your manager or someone else? Usually it's not. My manager's not a stakeholder because my manager is a data analytics. Sorry, one second. I have an Outlook email I have to respond to. That's not fun. Sorry, I had an email I had to respond to. What else do we have going on over here? I guess nothing else. Not on LinkedIn. Jeff, how do I get in touch with the... Yeah, so use that email for sure. When is a good time to start applying for companies? So Prem, could you expand on that question a little bit? I am applying for internships almost 2 months, but I have not heard back from anywhere. What should I do in your opinion? Keep applying. 2 months is nothing. I applied for 6 months and didn't get any responses. It's a brutal market out there. So I would say keep at it and come back to these live streams. I've heard people say that these live streams, me doing them weekly, even though some people, they don't have any questions, it inspires them to keep working at it. So, find something that keeps you motivated. For some people, this is what it is. Can I become directly as a fresher without a master's degree? I think that's a difficult ask. Some people do it, but it's a difficult ask. I'm 25, just started learning Python. Current focus is learning fundamentals, but what after that? Have you watched my Python course on my YouTube channel? I highly recommend that. Thank you just from watching a few of your videos. They've been super helpful, and you can articulate really well. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad. I actually feel like I stumble over my words a lot, so I'm glad that people actually think I articulate pretty well. LMO, every time an Outlook email comes across, though, yeah, it's not going to be that fun. Yeah. So there's this person, I'm working on a project with someone, and she's understandably very busy, but we have to keep rescheduling something for some information that I need, so I'm going to just ask her if I can have a written up thing on the information. Wait, so you did a bachelor's in chemistry. How and why did you turn into the data analyst? Was it easy to succeed in that? So, yes, I have a bachelor's in chemistry. I was going to go become a doctor like every other, Indian American in the country, but found out I had no interest in medicine. The idea of making no money until I turned 30 or until I was in my 30s just wasn't appealing to me at all. And so I would recommend that, so I went to a company and I kind of just fell into analytics. I just happened to be put into the analytics team, but I was looking for a job. So I went to a company where and I just applied to jobs, and that's kind of how I got started. This is an interesting one. So Onajite, are there data analytics remote jobs, remote volunteer inclusive that that Africans can apply to? That's an interesting question. Africans living in Africa? If the question is, can you live in I work in the United States, right? So if the question is, can you live in a foreign country, and do I know of any companies that'll hire foreigners while they live there and draw an American salary? I'm personally not aware of any companies that do that. If you're talking about companies that Africans can apply to, any American company, you could I guess I'm not really understanding this question over here. If you could expand, please. And I can't give advice on like what the job market is in countries outside the U.S. because I've never worked outside the U.S. For anyone wondering. Senior data analyst manager at a Fortune 50 company. Love the channel. Always looking when I can. Awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much for joining it. I love having experienced people on the channel because it's oh yeah. Speaking of experienced people, Francis is right over here. Francis is always here answering questions, helping out. So no, thank you so much for joining. It's senior data analytics manager. Great stuff. Yeah. No. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hadi Raza, hi Shank. I just wanted to say that I'm loving your work. Thank you so much for doing this. Love from Pakistan. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for watching the channel. Speaking of which, there's an interesting thing that came up recently. So in my Excel course, I actually mentioned that like I talked about how like in Excel stuff works from like left to right, top down, and I was like, and then I asked someone, I asked in my video. Oh, here was a comment. I asked in my video, what happens in Excel with languages like Arabic that start right to left? You know, I was genuinely curious because I have no idea. I've never written in a language like that. So this person from Pakistan said, apparently there are places in Pakistan where people write right to is Urdu written right to left? I actually don't know. I just realized I don't know that. We use English numbers when doing stuff like this, and this person's lived in Saudi Arabia as well. English is used there as well. So I'm guessing like, yeah, they use English numbers, and because of that, they do Excel from right to left. So anyone that's wondering, I'm just curious, or anyone that knows, I'm just curious. Let's see. We will block you. Put user in timeout. Oh, cool, there's a timeout feature. There we go. What else do we have? Wait, so you did a bachelor, if you're a beginner, so just as a heads up everyone, I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can. You know, I mean, I can't answer every single question, you know, I hope that's fairly obvious. So if I don't answer your question, it's nothing against you. Usually if I don't answer a question, it's because the question is something I can't answer, because it's about like a foreign market. Or it is a question that's answered in my data analyst roadmap video, which, you know, I have a lot of information in that video. I highly recommend watching that. What's the breakdown of time spent in different applications / languages used percentage-wise? So I would say I use all three of these things every single day. I spend most of my coding day, right? Because there's more to the job than just coding. Like you have like work with stakeholders and stuff like that, get information, send emails, work with Slack and stuff like that. So much, and it's one of the reasons I don't think the job will be automated for a while. So much of the job is just communicating between parties, which machines can't do very well right now. And I would say SQL probably, of the time I spend coding, 40%, Python 30%, and then SQL probably 60%, Python 30%, and Excel 10%. Excel really is just kind of there to be a stopgap and just be an easy way to like do ad hoc analyses here and there, but I do use it. And I found out about Excel Goal Seek recently, which is just a super cool feature. Can anyone from India apply directly for a job in the US without going on site? Yeah, with India, the only problem is can you get your visa? You know, that's the only question a lot of companies are going to be asking you. Let's see what else we got over here. Can we apply for a foreign country, say US or Europe, directly from India? So I believe I just answered that question. I have never worked with anyone who directly applied from India. No, Canada. You can do it with Canada. Yeah. I know Canadian, like people that go to Canada do that. So I'd recommend looking into Canada. So Hadi Raza, can you do an end-to-end data analyst portfolio project that includes all the skills like Yes, I can. I know I promised to do that for a while, but I will get on that. Danish Sajad, isn't it weird how when we are in early 20s, we actually don't know what we want to head towards? We actually... Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Aman Sharma, hi. I might be receiving a job offer soon. The pay is trash at $500 a month in a third world country. I'm pivoting from a different career. Should I take it or hold out for a better offer? So here's the interesting thing. You're saying $500 a month, right? In a third world country. What is that? That's $3,600 a year. So you're saying third world country. I'm guessing. I don't actually know if that's a bad pay or not, because I'm just surprised how cheap stuff is in some other countries. Oh, Sharma. Okay, so maybe India, I'm guessing. I would say if you have the financial resources to do so, don't take the job, just look for a new one. If you don't, then take the job, but apply 24/7 for other jobs. You can leave companies. Like, if someone's offering you that little pay, you can leave, with no hard feelings. So I would say there are two things you can do. Go ahead and take the job if you need the money, and apply consistently. Like, do the minimum effort in the job and apply consistently. If you don't need the money, then I would say just keep applying until you get a better job. So you have to have a bachelor's and start doing a job. I would say it is difficult to get a job in the U.S. without a bachelor's degree. You totally can, but it is difficult, and that's kind of where like my knowledge stops, and I have to admit I don't really know what to do beyond that, because I have a bachelor's and everyone else I know has a bachelor's. Like just the people I'm around, everyone has a bachelor's degree at least. I would say a good number of them have like masters and PhDs now. So that's where I would have to say that I don't know if I'm the best person to ask those questions. In my opinion, you should not need a bachelor's degree for this work, because nothing I learned in my degree helped me do this stuff. And I will say I have a completely irrelevant degree, and no one has ever asked me about my degree. It's been mentioned before that I've gone to Emory, but like at my first job, but like since that, no one has cared about it. So if you can like break into that first job, I don't think anyone cares after that. No secrets phishing data. There was an interesting question. Okay. How can you apply for data analysis to finance? Okay. And then data analyst is huge in finance. Look for FP&A roles and financial analyst roles, P&L, models, extremely. Yep, exactly. Good afternoon from Spain. Hello. Pedro Enrique. In a data set of movies with repeated movies like Jumanji HD, who are the same movies but some are like Harry Potter, X? Any ideas on how to clean it without going on a case-by-case basis? So first of all, I would recommend you use a like wildcard algorithm to like find things that like sound similar and look for patterns inside it. You might realize that HD is a good signifier that it's the same movie. And you might realize that like Harry Potter, whatever, the titles are so different that it's not the same thing. So I would recommend doing that and then setting a fuzzy match algorithm. So look up wildcard matching in pandas and look up fuzzy matching. Ooh, it is 9:02. I need to head out. Oh shit, I have a meeting.